All right, how we doing, folks? So I'm going to do this video here, and actually it stopped on me. I got to do it all over again. Oh gosh, man, the heat too. So anyway, I want to get to talking about this fuel truck driver and fuel shortage issue here, and as well as the truck driver shortage here all across the board. Okay, and this is an industry. And it is in the sector of transportation. So as you could see, the service industry all across the board, that they've had issues with guys not coming out to work, and women not coming out to work. Okay, and many of the employees are just arguing that they're not paying enough, and they're just quitting. Okay, maybe starting their own businesses or getting into more simpler gigs like Amazon Flex or like Uber or Lyft or whatever, okay, and getting out of that industry altogether, okay, they're working with heavy equipment, okay. And I'm just saying this in, from a perspective, because I used to be in that industry for 20 years, mainly like fuel supply, but I worked with all different classes of material, many various types of heavy equipment. Most of that time when I was in the Army, and when I got out, I worked overseas as a contractor for like 3 years, working for like KBR and IAP over there in Iraq and Afghanistan, and then at the airport, fueling planes and all that, okay, in charge of, convoys and trying to manage different classes of equipment. You could look up those different classes, class 1 through 9. You could do your own research or whatever. That tells you what classes that they deal with, but I particularly had an emphasis on fuel. But yeah, a lot of your baby boomers, anybody over 60, or many people are retiring now, so that's leaving a lot of positions are open. Okay, the last time I checked, a few years ago, maybe 3 years ago, there was something like 55,000 truck driver positions are open. But a lot of people are not qualified. They can't get enough people qualified to do the type of work or whatever, okay? And when I was heavy into doing transporting fuel back in, 2016, it was pretty much a lot of the jobs were taken and you had to know people. But now a lot of those jobs are open now because, again, people are not retiring, or people are just quitting because they're saying that they're not paying enough. Okay, so now I think what they're doing is they're trying to up their pay. Okay, a lot of these companies like Swift or Snyder, and a lot of your fuel companies or whatever. Okay, these fuel transport companies, a lot of them are regional, but around in this region in the Southwest, they're like Pack Tank or like Williams Tank, a few others, okay, Maverick, which one of the other one, Pilot, okay, but they cannot find the qualified people. And when you work with fuel, you work with hazmat, so you have to have more qualifications. You got to have a qualification with doubles and hazmat and all that other stuff, okay. Yeah, so you have to go through the TSA because of what you're working with, okay, all across the board. So you young people that are looking for work, they got work or whatever, okay. I was going to say this: college is not going to necessarily mean that you're going to get a job. In fact, your chances of that are zero. I've made videos before that I've encouraged like trades, okay, that you can get a job right away, like say for instance coding. If you want to do like anything that has to do with mechanic, anything that has to do with construction, i.e. carpentry, plumbing, electrician, okay? And in this case, that pertaining to this video, truck driving, okay? And they are offering more money. I saw a video on a lady I like to listen to. Her name is Lisa Cabrera, and I want to give credits to her in part of this video about truck driver shortage or whatever, okay? And they're paying guys, like experienced guys, like 80,000, okay, to drive to drive around. Now, usually those salaries will be around 60, I don't know, around 55, 60,000. And now they've upped those salaries or whatever because they can't get enough guys to go to work, okay, or guys are quitting, so the extra money could make up for all the positions. So I just encourage, you guys coming out of school, if you don't know what you want to do, or if you need to get something right away, all right, it's probably going to be about $5,000 to $10,000 to do this. All right, see if you could try to find a grant, okay, or you guys are working, you probably could work enough, save enough money and sacrifice or whatever and get enough to where you can try to go to a truck driving school, or you guys getting out of the military and so forth. All right, you guys, school is pretty much paid for anyway. All right, they can help you out with the vocational program to get a trucking job. But the fuel shortage right now, many of your airlines are scrambling to try to find fuel because they're fighting fires out there in California. That and a lot of your smaller airports, okay, like particularly here in the Southwest, and this is going to probably eventually trickle out to the East too, and the middle part of the U.S. A lot of those smaller airports, I'm using an example like Reno, Nevada, okay, or like Burbank, California, some other places, Provo, Utah, maybe like Albuquerque, New Mexico, El Paso, all right, that they have to rely on, Fresno, okay, California, they have to rely on truck drivers, okay, in some cases, and they cannot get the truckers enough to get the fuel out there, and they're fighting fires out there like at Dixie and the Caldor fire out there in Lake Tahoe, so they're using that fuel for the planes and so forth. All right, using some of that fuel out there in the Mississippi, Louisiana, okay, to run generators and stuff like that. So, and this will probably go on now that we're in September to maybe to the end of the month. So yeah, I mean, it's funny with a country with all these resources, we can get fuel from Canada and all that. All right, like they can get the fuel overseas, but they can't get it over here. And a lot of times they got the fuel, but it's not managed properly due to poor management and poor leadership. Okay, so, and then that doesn't help with the drivers or whatever, okay, because a few drivers, and then with the addition of poor leadership, they worked out the hell out of the ones that they got, and wonder why their people so pissed off and want to quit. And it's stretching a lot of the service workers that remain to work very, very frustrated. Okay, it's stretching it to the limit. All right, sometimes I just wonder, is this what the government wants? Okay, the powers that be that want. But yeah, I just wanted to address that issue, all right, with fuel, and it's probably affected the fuel prices as well. In addition with the petroleum hacks and all that other stuff. Okay, a lot of this stuff is to me, in my personal opinion, is to raise up fuel prices anyway. All right, because they got to find a way to get this stimulus money back. All right, so some of this is a ploy. I'm not surprised. I believe that some of that is part of why things are like they are right now. Okay, I'm not going to put anything past anything or anybody. All right, well, let me know what you think. Any of you guys that are in this industry or any part of it, or let me know what you think about this video. I appreciate you listening to me, and stay tuned for the next video. All right, peace.